1.
Welcome to Friday Friends with Pastor Kimber. Today I'm sitting on my front porch and I'm going to tell you a story about after Jonah and the whale. So you'll remember this story of Jonah and the whale, or Jonah and the big fish.
Whole boat can fit in there.
This story happened after that. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time to go to that great city of Nineveh and proclaim the message I give to you. Jonah obeyed the word of the Lord and went to Nineveh. Now Nineveh was a very large city. It took 3 days to walk across it. Jonah began by going a day's journey into the city, proclaiming, 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. The Ninevites decided to believe in God. A fast was proclaimed, and all of them, from the greatest to the least, put on sackcloth. That's cloth like burlap. When Jonah's warning reached the king of Nineveh, he rose from his throne, took off his royal robes, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat down in the dust. This is the proclamation that the king issued to the Ninevites. By the decree of the king and his authority, do not let people or animals, herds or flocks taste or eat anything. Do not let them eat or drink. But let the people and animals be covered in sackcloth. Let everyone call urgently on God. Let them give up their evil ways and their violence. Who knows? God may relent and have compassion and turn from God's fierce anger so that we will not perish. When God saw what they had done and how they had turned from their evil ways, God relented and did not bring destruction upon them. But to Jonah, this seemed very wrong, and he was very angry. The Ninevites were his enemies. He prayed to the Lord, "Isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? That is why I tried to forestall going to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger, abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Now, Lord, take my life, for it is better that I should just die." But the Lord replied to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry?" Jonah had gone out, sulking, and sat down at a place east of the city. And there he made himself a little shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Then the Lord God provided a leafy plant and made it grow up over Jonah to give shade for his head, to ease his discomfort, and Jonah was very happy about the plant. But at dawn the next day, God provided a worm, which chewed the plant so that it withered. When the sun rose, God provided a scorching east wind, and the sun blazed on Jonah's head so that he grew faint. He wanted to die and said, "It would be better for me to die than to live." But God said to Jonah, Is it right for you to be angry, Jonah, about the plant?" "It is," said Jonah, "and I'm so angry I just want to die." But the Lord said, "You have been concerned about this plant, but you didn't tend it and you didn't make it grow. It sprang up overnight and it died overnight. And should I then not have concern for this great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hands from their lefts, and also many animals?" And that's the end of our story. We don't know if Jonah kept sulking. I suppose he did for a time, and then he probably went home.